君よ恐れるな心赴くなら風を切り進むその旅路を暁が知らせだけにない
What's up, guys? Your boy Fallmatic to bring you Arslan Senki review episode 5 and 6. I did not review last week, so I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to go a little bit of a discussion on that episode. Not this week's episode, but I'll get to that later. Last week, it was pretty much the introduction of Narcissus. I'm thinking, I don't know if it was episode 4 or 5, but I have Narcissus introduction in episode 5, so I'm pretty sure he was introduced in that episode. Now, Narcissus is a very interesting character because this fool, his running gag is that he sucks at drawing, but he loves it, and I bring that up because that was actually used as a main plot point to get Narcissus into joining our squad, and that was actually pretty funny. I like that bit because Arslan pretty much promises him, you know, if you join us, you'll be our main painter once we win the war, and that was really fucking funny to me because the reaction that Narcissus had, and everyone's reaction was pretty funny, and he immediately said, you know what, I'll do it for you, my prince, how may I help you? It was fucking hilarious, it really was. But that episode was just pretty much just getting us introduced to Narcissus, his character, how he acts, what his goals are, and what his main position is. He's a strategist, and I gotta say, man, I've seen a lot of strategists in a lot of anime, but this guy really, I think he could be one of the best ones. We have not seen much of him, but just by how he already pretty much planned everything out, what he's actually foreseeing in the future, just by how other people react and how they are, I think this is going to be one of the best strategies we're going to see in anime in a long time. I'm just saying. Other than his introduction, the episode also had a lot of war, but that's all I'm going to do with episode 5, because episode 6 pretty much continues with episode 5. It kind of leaves up in a little bit of a cliffhanger, so episode 6 pretty much just finishes the whole war arc, which is awesome. I gotta say, man, I might sound biased when I say this because I have not seen that many war anime, but I gotta say, I think this could be my favorite war anime I've ever seen. It just feels so realistic. It really does. They're playing everything out perfectly. Because this is a historical anime, so this is taking place in the past. And I just love how they, normally with animes, well, I'm trying to think of all the animes I've seen, they don't really focus on the villagers, on the people, on them. They just mostly focus on the main honcho guys, you know, like the governors, the knights, you know, the main guys on top. They don't really focus on the little people. They don't. But in this anime, they really do. And one of my favorite things they did was actually they contributed with the slaves. They actually made the slaves a big part of this war, and I just love that. I really fucking do. And that was brilliant. That really was brilliant on the Lestinian army. The Lestinians, don't get me wrong, I don't like them at all. They're brutal beasts. They're brutal animals, man. Have you seen that shit? Oh, of course you've seen it, but still. They had, I forgot his name, Varus's head decapitated, and they had that shit in the front line just for the Pars army could see that shit. That was brutal. That was brutal as fuck. The Lestinian army are fucking animals. They're vulgar animals, and yeah, it really shows who they really are, man. They follow this religious belief that, you know, all men should be treated equally and that they're faithful, that they're all good people. But no, look at this. Look what they're fucking doing. They're contradicting themselves. No. My God, I'm telling you, this is, my God, man. The both armies are contradicting themselves. They really are. They're not the best. The both armies both say their ways of living, of following is the right way, and the other ones are the wrong way. But, you know, in reality, they're both fucked up in their own way. I'm just saying. And I'm gonna mention this little scene that really just foreshadows, and it shows me that, you know, it's time for change. It was when, I forgot who said it. It was in Greece. It was in Greece because Greece also had a big part in this episode. He had to escort the fake princess out of it. Now, I hope you guys explain this to me because I did not really get that whole plan. Why did they have a fake princess leaving underground? I did not get that part. I must have misread something, or I must have dozed off it somewhere, but I do not know why they did that. The only reason I could think of is the fact that they did that so Greece would not interfere when, you know, the Lusitanian army infiltrates their kingdom. So you could get out the way. So that's the only reason I could see why they did that. But like I was saying, Greaves says something saying like, wow, even the queen is leaving. The king abandoned his soldiers in the battle, and now his queen's trying to escape while all this shit's going on. How pitiful is this? And then he says, why can't there be a real king? And instantly when he says that, it cuts away and it shows Arslan in his side. You get me? So it's already foreshadowing that Arslan is gonna be the king to fucking save everyone. He's the benevolent king. I really can't wait once they gather their group and once they start, you know, planning shit out to take back their army. Because in the end of this episode, it shows that they lost. The Pars army got defeated. They got wiped out. And oh my god, they show the imagery, the visuals of all the knights just getting killed and shit. Like, my god, they're animals, I'm telling you, man. But it's exciting. This anime is really fucking good, man. I fucking love it. And we see that our group, you know, Arslan, Narcissus, everybody's getting ready to, you know, make their move. Because Narcissus also kind of foresaw that once Carlin, you know, deals with this stuff, once he gets the whole Pars king destroyed, he's gonna go after Arslan to wipe out the family line. So I'm telling you, Narcissus is a very good fucking strategist. He's already foreseeing this happening, and it's true, it's gonna fucking happen. And, you know, I could describe the war, what was going on with the war, but you guys saw what happened. It was brutal. It was very bloody. The slaves were actually starting to kill villagers by hearing what the Lusitanian army was saying to them. Because the Lusitanian army was actually very detailed when they were talking and saying, let go of this. Join us. We'll give you freedom. And, you know, that's very realistic. That really is. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened in that time. Very realistic. That's what I love about this. So fucking realistic. They don't have any supernatural elements. They don't have any magic. You know, I could see a lot of similarities with this, with Fullmetal Alchemist. Obviously, they have the same author. But I really do feel it has the same art style. The war aspect. And it feels so much like Fullmetal Alchemist. They just don't have that alchemy, you know, that kind of magic kind of thing they're using. So it feels more realistic. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised by the end of this anime. I would like this more than Fullmetal Alchemist. I would not be surprised. I'm just saying. Right now, it's taking a route that I love. It's really fucking good. I love this route they're taking. Pars is gone. They also mention a little bit things in the end of the episode saying, like, the king, he's nowhere to be found. They don't even know the whereabouts of where he's at. Arslan, same thing with him. Did they kill the queen? That's another question about it, because they did not take the real queen underground. So that was some... She's in there, or she's also, you know, honestly, I don't know what the fuck happened to the queen. I would not be surprised she kind of backstabbed everybody, saying, if you spare my life, I will join up with you. Or maybe she married, or she's, you know, gonna be hooking up with the silver mask. I would not be surprised with that either. You know, they're in cahoots with each other. I don't know. I have no idea. There's a lot of backstabbing in this anime. I like that. There's a lot of backstabbing. Silver Mask is actually very, very skilled with a sword, so he's not just, you know, for show. He actually has his own combat skills. We're gonna see Carlin is also gonna go back looking for Arslan. Another thing with Silver Mask is that he's afraid of fire. You know, that's not just... I'm not just saying that. A lot of people are afraid of fire. You know, if there's fire in my room, I'm gonna be afraid. I'm gonna be like, oh shit, there's fire. But he looks like he's very traumatized by fire. Maybe a little bit foreshadowing. Maybe that's a little bit of hint of his backstory. Maybe he's burned, that's why he wears that mask. Something is up with him that is related to fire. And I think that's going to be mainly used to actually defeat him in the end. You know, some type of fire. So yeah, pretty much the episode, man. Greaves, he pretty much went AWOL. I don't know where he's at. He just pretty much decided, you know what, in all this chaos, might as well just leave and just hide away or something. He pretty much said that shit. He's gonna end up leaving, and then he's gonna end up like meeting with Arslan and them accidentally, and that's when he's gonna pretty much tell him all this other stuff, saying, you know, please help us. Or Greaves is gonna be like, you know what, I've seen your father and mother, they're pitiful people, why should I join up with you? And it's gonna be a whole struggle trying to get him into his group, stuff like that. So yeah, love the episode. Hope you guys did too. Very fucking awesome. If I missed anything, I'm sorry, because I got shit to do. I'm sorry, guys. But I think I got everything. I really do think I got everything. The war ended. That's the main thing about the whole 2 episodes. War started and war ended. Point blank. Okay? Catch you guys later, guys. Leave your comments down below. Thanks, guys. Take care. Have an awesome day.